How's it going?
Good, yeah. Sitting in the car park in beautiful London.
How are you finding London today?
Good. We just got in from Southampton last night. This morning, sorry. I don't know. I've been to the Chinese place next to the venue and got a coffee from around the corner, and they were both great.
Good. Glad to hear it.
Yeah.
And so, how's it been, sort of, in as life as the Smith Street Band since releasing your recent album?
Yeah, it's been amazing. We've pretty much been on tour since it came out. We put it out and toured around Australia and here, all around Europe, and then the States as well, and then home for fucking 25 minutes or whatever, and then went out again January 26th, and have been going pretty much ever since. It's been amazing, yeah.
Do you enjoy life on the road, I'm guessing, if you
Yeah. It'd suck if we didn't. I do. It's just definitely, like, has its downsides, obviously. Like, you could probably hear my voice isn't the strongest it's ever been, and I'm, a bit tired and stuff, but, like, yeah, I'm from a shitty suburb of Melbourne, and I'm sitting in a van in London, and that's pretty fucking cool. Like, yeah, I love it. Especially coming here, like, I guess being from Australia, being so far away, the only people you know that come here are, like, people with rich parents. So it's sort of like I never really expected to be able to go to the UK and be able to go to Germany and all these crazy places like that, which is so far away for us. So yeah, to be able to see and experience stuff and meet people is just like, yeah, it's the best job in the world.
Because you've been to the States recently as well.
Yeah, we came straight here from the States. We did a month and a bit there with Andrew Jackson Jihad and Jeff Rosenstock and Chumped, which was just the best as well. Like, stuff like that as well. Like, just, I have so many friends that we've met from tours like that I'll just know forever, kind of thing. Like, Jeff Rosenstock's a perfect example of that. Like, toured with him when he was in Bomb the Music Industry, like, almost 3 years ago or something now. And since then, we've, like, kept in touch so much and toured together another couple of times, and he produced our record, and I'm going to his wedding in a few months. Like, there's this beautiful, like, global community kind of feeling to it, of just, like, especially this kind of music, like meeting guys like Narwhals and Drug Church, and everyone just kind of, you automatically have you automatically have, like, a unspoken, like, we're not going to be dicks kind of thing. You just sort of know, and it's beautiful. You just, meeting so many people and getting to play with bands that we've toured with, like, Frank Turner and people like that, like, I grew up idolizing, and now, like, I have his phone number, and that's fucking ridiculous. Like, there's a lot of there's crazy things like that I just hopefully I'll never stop being amazed by. Yeah.
It must be quite odd that you can sort of go anywhere in the world and kind of, have friends there. And
it's great. Like, yeah, it's, hearing kids sing along in German accents to my words. There's all these amazing things, and yeah, having friends in Wiesbaden and Stuttgart and all these places, it's amazing. It's so much fun.
Was there anything particularly memorable from your kind of American tour? Anything that sticks out?
It was sort of just, I guess the only thing that sticks out is, like, how easy it was. It was like, every tour's got, like, 1 or 2 shows that is just like, what are we doing? Or, like, one day in the van that's just like, we drive for 15 hours. It always seems to be 1 or 2 things like that on a tour that's just, like, a bit deflating or something. But that whole tour was just amazing. All the shows are great. Every person I spoke to was great. Everyone on the tour was just lovely. And yeah, it was just all good. Like, it was all highlights.
And so your most recent record, Throw Me in the River.
Yes, yeah.
It's kind of it's got a bit of sort of a heavier edge, maybe a little bit more personal as well. Than
probably.
The ones before. Does it change the way you perform at all? That sort of this style of music.
It does with these songs, because I guess a lot of them were written quite recently before we recorded them. I guess so. Still, some of those emotions are quite fresh. Whereas with the older ones, it's sort of like, the first record's a lot of stuff I wrote in high school and stuff. So you can, like, get back to that a bit, but you're never going to feel those kind of feelings. So yeah, I guess for me, there's a few songs that we've been playing every night that, like, I still just get taken over by kind of thing when we're playing. Like, I get like not taken over by, like, my incredible songwriting, just like it brings me back to that kind of time. And yeah, it's very, very, very cathartic to play a few songs, especially on this record, but everything. Yeah, it's it is more personal. I'm a bit less with Sunshine and Technology, our second album, I was a bit, like, worried about what people would think, but I think I've tried really hard to, like, get over that with this one. So yeah, I'd hope it would be more personal. Yeah.
And you're heading into Europe, as you were saying, and you're doing Grows Rock.
Yeah.
You're doing
the
Pirate Satellite, and then later
yeah.
you're doing Punk Rock Holiday.
Yeah, and Reading and Leeds and all this stuff later in the year. It's nuts. Yeah, it's amazing.
I mean, how do you find festivals? I mean, do you soak up the environment when you're there?
Yeah, I love it. I don't know, we're very lucky because in Australia and on support tours we get to play like bigger rooms, and then we come here and we play smaller rooms, and it's all fun for different reasons. Like I love playing tiny little clubs where you're like, you know, they're up against everyone, and then I love playing like big beautiful theatres where you're like, oh, we're in a big beautiful theatre, this is nice. Like it's all, you know, they're all good for different reasons. But festivals, it's the same thing of just like, you just sort of like, it feels cool to be at that, which is such a lame thing to say, but it's like, you know, oh, I'm backstage with Against Me. That's so crazy. Like I'm still sort of nerd out about all that kind of stuff very much. And yeah, festivals are great for that. And Grows Rock, we did Grows Rock last year, and it was just so much fun. It's such a well put together event, and everyone who works there, it seems to be amazing. All the bands are great, and yeah, I can't wait to do that. Yeah, and same, we were doing Pirate Satellite, which is like a touring festival, which would be fun, and Punk Rock Holidays in a place I've never heard of before in my life, so that's awesome that we get to do that. And yeah, it's all good. It's all fun.
Never thought you'd end up playing sort of on a beach in a lake in Slovenia there.
Well, I did, but yeah, no, not at all.
I just wanted to ask, because you released the anti-Tony Abbott
track
as well, didn't you? With Jeff Rosenstock.
Yeah, he produced it. Yeah.
And sort of how did that come about? I mean, is there kind of political anger in your band when you're touring around?
There is. It's sort of hard not to be angry at Tony Abbott sometimes. I feel like he's a real dick. And I guess that song, that's always something that I'm very sort of conscious of and aware of, just especially in Australia. There's this crazy like underlying racism to not a lot of, but some parts of Australian culture. And sort of Tony Abbott's this complete refusal to like even accept that people might be refugees, and the sort of barbaric things that he's doing. It's just like pissed us off. It pissed me off, you know. And
so it's kind of mirrored, and I mean, I don't know how much you know about what's happening here, but we've got sort of UKIP.
Yeah. I've been filled in on
anti-immigration.
Yeah. There are fucking assholes everywhere. UKIP's mental though. That's like a whole new level of assholeness. But yeah, it's a similar thing, except it's sort of accepted almost that like Australians are anti-immigration, and I just. It just seems to me to be such an obvious thing. Like if people are fleeing a war-torn situation, if people are like watching their friends and family members like get killed and stuff, and we live in this like massive, beautiful tropical paradise, we should fucking let them come and live there. Like it's you know, like I think Australia lets in less people than like the city of London or something insane like that. Like there's just no reason for Australians to think the way they do about immigration, besides like government sort of organised fear, you know what I mean? Like the same thing that happens in America and the same thing that happens here. And it's, yeah, that song was just like a kind of reaction to it, but that song sort of got a lot more attention than we thought it would. It must have been like a slow news day or something when we released it, because like the actual media kind of picked up on it, and I did like an interview with like The Age, which is like the Guardian kind of thing, and all this kind of stuff, which I just really wasn't prepared for and didn't think was going to happen. So doing all that stuff was just, that then brought it out to a whole new world of people who like want to beat me up now because I don't hate people with different skin colour. Yeah. So yeah, reading the comment sections on our Facebook page and stuff was fun.
You never read the comment section.
Never. I learned that the hard way. Yeah. But yeah, I guess like that song got a bit more attention than we kind of thought it would. But that's good, because it means every interview I do, I get to talk about it. You know, and you know, it's hard to feel like you can really make a difference if like I'm like a 24-year-old stoner university dropout who lives in a van. Like it's kind of hard to feel like you can really make a positive influence on people's lives. But I was,
because it's kind of been lost a little bit, hasn't it? Kind of the messages in music and the kind of activism. I sometimes think that some people are slightly worried, I guess, about actually being that vocal about something like that.
I think definitely. Like I think if we had management, like a big management thing and stuff, they're like, why are you trying to alienate 50% of your audience? So I don't want those fucking people coming to shows. I think people would be a bit scared about it. But to me, it's just, I didn't even think of it as like a controversial thing. I didn't think anyone would listen, but a bunch of people who were like, obviously that's right, that's the point. Yeah. Like, you know, human beings are human beings and should be treated as such. Like,
so has there been any sort of negative outcome?
Oh fuck it? Yeah. Like lots of good positive stuff, and it's like the thing I'm most proud of anything that I've done in music or in my life. I'm very like, we generated a lot of money, which is whatever, but that definitely helps, and like been able to speak about it a lot and got more people speaking about it. I'm very happy about it, but like death threats and crazy shit about it, and people be like, really fucking angry people about that. Like, as calm down. like people were like, we're not getting them anymore, but you'd get these emails that like, you've sat for like 2 hours on your computer and like drafted up this big email to send to us, so we're just gonna read and go, oh, you're a dickhead. Like, it's, I don't know why people are wasting their time with it, but it's I'm glad that we pissed those people.
Yeah, you obviously did something right. If you
totally. Yeah, if the racists don't like you, you're on the right track. Yeah.
Excellent. And so what's next? I mean, what's next? Are you on the road for a long time after this as well?
We're out for another couple of weeks, and then go back to Australia for a little under 2 months, and we're back over here for those festivals and stuff, and then back in America, October, November, touring Australia again in September. Yeah, we're home for about 2 months.
You must be exhausted just thinking about
it. Yes, I am. Exhausted and excited as well, yeah. Exhausted and excited is how I am. Excuse me, 95% of the time.
There's worse ways to be, isn't there?
Totally, yeah.
Cool, excellent. Well, thank you very much.
I know you'd love to see it.